Three pretty big USDA reports were released this week. Dr. Kim Anderson is joining us now to talk about it. Kim, why don't we start with which report had the biggest impact on price?
Probably the WASDE report. The WASDE contains all the other information and summarizes it down to an average annual price. So I think the WASDE report's the most important one to look at.
Were there any surprises in the WASDE report? That's a big question.
You bet it is. Probably not. You look at wheat, and I think ending stocks on all those numbers, ending stocks summarizes everything. You look at wheat, the market was expecting 608 million bushels. It came in at 628, so slightly bearish there. Corn, the market was expecting 1.47 billion bushels. It came in at 1.54 billion bushels. Again, bearish there with corn. Soybeans, 348 million bushels expected, 350 million bushels on the report, right on the numbers. If you look at the world ending stocks, I think every one of them, wheat and corn, they were exactly where they expected them to be. Soybeans, expectations were at 3.5 billion. They came in at 3.6 billion, so slightly negative there.
When you took a look at the seedings report, what kind of information did you glean from it?
Well, you look at the seedings report, it was for winter wheat, and all winter wheat, the expectations was 34.3 million acres. It came in at 34.4, so slightly above expectations. You look at hard red winter wheat, expectations was at 24 million acres, or that's what it was in 2001. It came in at 23.8 million, just slightly below last year's acres. Oklahoma acres, exactly the same as last year, 4.4 million acres. Kansas acres were up 200,000 acres from 7.3 million acres up to 7.5. You look at soft red winter wheat, came in at 6.6 million acres, or expected 6.6, came in at 7.1. So more soft red winter wheat acres than expected there.
When we talked earlier, you said the quarterly stocks report had the least price impact. Tell us why.
Well, I think stocks came in just about expectations. Some of them were slightly above or slightly below, but for all practical purposes, the quarterly stocks came in at expectations, and you wouldn't expect them to have much impact. Corn was a little above expectations, but still, you wouldn't expect much impact from the quarterly stocks.
With all this in mind, what is your wheat price outlook?
I think it impacts the price some. You look at corn, it's been moving sideways. You look at soybeans, it's got an upward trend. I don't see any changes in corn and beans. Yeah, some wallering around and stuff, but not much. But you look at wheat. Wheat's been volatile. We talked about that last week. You go back to July, we had $6 wheat. You got to October 1, we had $6.75. Uptrend to Thanksgiving, the day before, $8.50, set a high there. Came back down to $7.60, about where we are now. I think as we look from now to harvest, you would expect prices to remain in that range from October, that it was from October to now, which that range was from $6.75 to $8.50, an average of $7.60, and that's almost exactly what the market's offering right now. So where can prices be at harvest? I think between $6.75 and $8.50, depending on the weather.